Wow, my last video really ticked a lot of you guys off. I don't know why. All I said was... There's a huge psychological element to listening to hi-fi. Often we hear what we want to hear. None of us can really remember well enough what one piece of gear sounds like to compare it to something that we're listening to at the moment. Most modern amplifiers really sound exactly the same. Unlike amplifiers, speakers really do sound vastly different from one another. Okay, and I said a bunch of other stuff along those lines too. If you haven't seen the video, I'll leave a link in the description, but trigger warning, it just may make you go a little cuckoo. Well, that's not entirely true. A lot of you did have positive comments, and some of you even had a sense of humor about it. Rocky, for example, joked, I spend thousands on Cardus mains power cable for my dishwasher, and my food tastes so much better now. And Donnie asked, brah, do you even spend on cables? But largely across Facebook and YouTube, most people really just wanted me and my stupid ideas to go away. Finboji writes, for example, all amps sound the same. You should not be allowed to speak publicly about hi-fi after this statement. Geez, I hope you're not American, Finboji, because we Americans still believe in the freedom of speech. Well, at least we used to. Charles said, please, enough already. We can hear a difference, period. And let's see, Donald wrote, of course, we like talking about our hobby, but this endless trope of experts, yes, that includes you, Mr. Well, I'm an electrical engineer, and actually, Donald, I'm not an electrical engineer. And he continues blathering on and on about what we're really hearing or not hearing from our systems in our space is beyond tedious. But I'll continue to enjoy mocking their pompous buffoonery. And Keith cautioned, so now let's listen to someone with zero credibility looking for clickbait. Move on, people. Tom implored, somebody tell this clown to go away. And Ryan seconds that emotion with, can this guy go away? He doesn't answer the guy's question and just causes more confusion for everyone. He did the exact opposite of what he's supposed to do as a YouTube creator. Well, first of all, Ryan, there's no official handbook that tells me what I should or shouldn't do on my own YouTube channel. And secondly, the person you referred to that you claim I didn't help actually wrote to me and said, just saw the video. I am taking your advice to heart and will be auditioning a few of the speakers as a first step. Hope the video helps others stuck in my dilemma. Thank you again for taking the time to address my questions. Really appreciate it. But Jay isn't convinced, though. He wants you to know that I have a tin ear and you should just ignore me. And Dusan says, it's my problem if I can't hear it. As does Dynanuts, who adds that I shouldn't whine about it. Well, again, it's my party and I'll whine all I want to. Thank you very much. Nice. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of the comments were intelligent and quite thoughtful, really. David, for example, called me an imbecile. Dynanuts, again, said I'm pitiful. Brian said I'm a dope. Finboji said also I'm a joke. Michael said if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. Tasha said I'm just another inexperienced and stupid man. Mark said I'm full of it. Now, for a lot of other people, I really think you should be focusing less on your sense of hearing and perhaps on your sense of smell. Seriously, I think you guys might have some kind of a condition. Elton, for example, writes, I smell bull. Dal also suffers from a similar condition, as are Alfredo, Maciel, and Clarence. And John, I think you have an unhealthy preoccupation as well. Yeah, but I gotta say, it's hard to argue with Mario, who states there's an incredible amount of misinformation and pure ignorance in my video. If only he had provided some details to support that position. Or Jeffrey, who says he's not impressed with me at all. There are just so many different ways I'm wrong, and I obviously don't have the listening ears needed to answer such questions. Or a Ty, who says it's a pointless video with pointless presumptions. Everything is pointless! Okay, and continuing on, Richard pouts. Cables do matter, as well as wire gauge and connections. Not sure what the issue is, Richard. I clearly stated in the video that wire gauge can contribute to sound differences. Hey, do people actually watch my videos, or do they just like to complain? Well, Tim certainly has a complaint. He says I'm full of nonsense, and it's not easy to hear, but it's there. Here, there, everywhere. Somebody's got a beef with me these days. Like Justin, who says anyone could apply my logic to every single thing that exists in life. Well, okay, Justin, let's try that. Let's see. My logic is that scientific tests of modern amplifiers, as well as tests of people's ability to hear the differences between those amplifiers, support the idea that they mostly sound the same. Okay, so let's apply that logic to something else. I don't know what. How about the Earth? Scientific tests, as well as confirmed observations from people who were in space, largely support the idea that the Earth is a sphere and not flat. So hey, you're right, Justin. Using science and logic can really pay off and can prevent a lot of nonsense thinking. Speaking of nonsense, Mark thinks I'm full of it. He says that even CD transports sound different. Can't hear the differences between CD transports either? Well, maybe you're just deaf like me. Scott suggests that I must at least be partially deaf if I perceive that all high-end amps have the same sound. And Eric, well, he wonders if I think all tube amps sound the same as solid-state amps. Well, yeah, for the most part I do. In fact, I made a video about it. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, and finally, Eli wants to know if I'm an entertainer by profession, because I'm not that funny either. Well, yes, Eli, if you had seen my other YouTube channel, you'd know that I am indeed a professional entertainer. But I must say, my belly dancing was never intended to be humorous, just highly exotic, graceful, and alluring. Looking for a shiny new gadget for your bench? Some good books on electronics, vintage hi-fi, or old radios? Indispensable tools, cleaners, or other products? Check out my new Amazon shop and help the channel. Lots of great products I actually own, use, and recommend, plus my thoughts on each one. Link in the description. To stay updated, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you soon.